As you can see, this battery is slightly shorter, so it should be easier to get in. But I do have these which will put it right up even with the same size so it won't rattle around. So I'm good with that. Make it easier to get in and out. Some of you may have missed it, but this is how I keep all my battery power sport nuts in place and aligned. You can see that's perfectly aligned still, and I've been twisting and banging that battery around. I get a pair of foam earplugs cut about 3/4 of an inch, a quarter, or maybe a third of it off, and then I stuff it in there behind the nut, and that holds it in place. So I'm going to be using those same things, and I'll be putting it right there so the nuts will be held in place. As you can see, these Scorpion nuts are squared so they slide in there and stay in place. It's even easier to shove a foam earplug behind it. There's the stock nuts, and the foam earplugs are starting to expand, and now I'm just going to transfer them over. Now, since that space is a little bigger, I just put them both in at once. They slid right in, and it's holding it now, as you can see, aligned. And that foam will swell up. It's kind of cold right now, but that foam will swell up and hold that tightly in place. So now I'm going to put the battery in. And like I said, this one's a little smaller, but it's 387 cold cranking amps compared to the 210 cold cranking amps of the stock YTZ12S. And just for safety, I just put the plastic cover back over the positive lead. So here we go. This might be a pain, but I think it might be just easier than loosening those two bolts there and loosening these up here and swinging this whole thing out of the way. We'll see. Okay, I was trying to figure out how I got it out of there, even though I looked just before I really got it out of there. And here's how I got it in there. I just basically had the battery like this. I was pushing it in against all the wiring. And when I was pushing it in, I was also pulling this down, this positive end down. And I didn't think I was going to get it. And pulling, all of a sudden, that thing just spun just like that. And now I almost got her in place. Okay, see that big gap? Now I've got to put my spacers on. I chose to do it while it's in there. And slopping around, I think I got plenty of space to put my spacers on. I'll let you know. All right, I had plenty of space to put my spacers in there. That's how it's sitting right now. And I've just got to get that strap hooked up here and down here. That looks like it's going to be a pain putting that strap in there, somewhere in there. First time I ever replaced a battery on this. But while I got it disconnected, I just may put my heated grips on. Anyway, oh no, I want to let you guys hear it crank with the Scorpion on it, so I can't do that. All right, so now we'll just connect it up. So the screws are tightened up and the nuts. Now, I use the stock bolts with the Scorpion nuts because it fits my bigger screwdriver. I can get better torque on it, tighten down. So I just use a big Phillips screwdriver. So that's what I use. So it's all connected in there now. Everything's in. Now I've just got to put my strap on and then we'll crank it. Got to get a light to look in there. See that? There's that connector right there. And I'm getting that in there to pry those wires up out of the way so I can sneak it in there. And now they'll sit up there. I can slide that right in. But I'm going to use two hands for that. So I'll get back with you guys. Can you see that in there though? That's where it connects. Yeah, I just slid it right in. Now I got the space. You connect it right up. Okay, and then you slide that right in there. It clips on there, and that holds her in. You got your spacers in. This thing is in solid. I just lost six pounds of weight. And personally, I've lost 40 pounds. So that's 46 pounds of weight off this machine. And I've got a Yoshimura, which dropped it about 8 pounds over stock right there. So, yeah, I've lost over 50 pounds from middle of this winter riding this bike. So, aftermarket exhaust, drop some weight there, but I put plenty of weight on with these and that and this. But if I can lose 6 pounds, I'll trade this for 6 pounds there for compared to the battery weight. All right, that's it. Now it's time to crank it. Let's see how she goes now. As you can see, much faster, fired right up. And that's the difference between a 6-year-old stock YTZ 12S and a brand new Scorpion with 387 cold cranking amps. Now, I did get that in and out. It's a little struggle, but like I said, recap, you got to pry these up with something to get there, and you just got to work it. I've been out here, what, including recording, probably 30 minutes. That's about it. But I will caution you, always charge your battery up before you put it in. You get a brand new battery, charge that thing. A lot of lithiums don't come fully charged due to regulations. And then a lead acid battery, you get a brand new battery, they might have been sitting on a shelf and been dead. So save your charging on your motorcycle and lengthen the life of your battery, charge it. Now, every now and then, hey, don't put your battery on for lead acid especially, on a Tenere once in a while. You want it to draw down. It's got to do with the physics, chemistry, whatever. But it's okay to draw that battery down a little bit once in a while instead of keeping it topped off on a lead acid. That's it. This is XX guy signing off. Bye.